In today's video, I want to share with you my favorites of this summer. Things I have discovered, rediscovered, and just generally want to share with you. Hello spooky bats and welcome back to my channel, or if you're newer, hi and welcome. My name is Orphea and I am a god YouTuber from Belgium. In today's video, I want to talk to you about my summer, some of the things that happened, some of the things I've discovered and rediscovered, and that I just generally want to share with you. Now, two side notes that I quickly want to make is that I will not be sharing any fashion or any makeup or any beauty-like stuff with you. Today's video is based on music, experiences, maybe some books and extras, but no fashion and beauty because I feel it's not really necessary for this video and it's not the focus of my channel. So without further ado, let's get started. I actually went on a holiday for the first time in years again this summer. Together with my current partner, we went to the Canary Islands, which is part of Spain, and we spent an entire week there. It was an amazing and fun holiday. So this was the first time that me and my current partner actually traveled together. We have spent COVID lockdown together and stuff, so we know that we can stand each other for longer periods of time, but still, it was an interesting experience. It was so much fun. We actually saw dolphins, we went diving and stuff, so it was a fun experience and I could highly recommend anyone who can go on holiday to go on holiday. We were planning, if going to the Canary Islands wasn't possible, to go on holiday here in Belgium at the seaside, but swimming and enjoying the sun was something that he really wanted to do, so my partner and I just kind of went along with it. So I really enjoyed my holiday. It was a nice break from everything, and yeah, that's why I am a little bit more tan. I really don't like getting a tan. I wore factor 50 and factor 70 the entire time, but nothing really helped. The sun was just too intense and we actually had a heat wave while we were there, so 3 out of the 7 days was an actual heat wave, because usually in the Canary Islands you have 25 to 30 degrees. When we were there it was more like 30 to 40 degrees. The first days were 32, 38 degrees. So the temperatures were really high. There was way more sun than there usually is. So yeah, it's kind of normal that I got a little bit of a tan. Now, another thing that we can finally do again here in Belgium is attend festivals. There were a few test things during the holidays and I actually attended one test event that was still with masks, so where you had to wear a mask until you sat down to watch the concerts. That was the Female Metal League Festival, which I also hosted. I don't have any good pictures of me hosting, but if I, in the meantime of recording this video and uploading it, find any, I will of course post one so you can see what I was doing there. And I was there both as a host and as a photographer, so I took pictures of the bands there. And you will see in the next part that I will be giving you a few band recommendations. Those are based on the bands that I actually saw at that festival. I also attended Elftopia, for which I am currently in the progress of making the after movie. So I was there originally to help a friend out with her booth. I also took my camera. I started taking pictures the first day, who are online already, and then the second day I actually recorded for the after movie, which was a really fun experience, something I have never done before, and I'm really grateful that they gave me the opportunity to do this. So now I'm actually awaiting feedback on said after movie, if it can be published, if I still need to make any alterations, etc. But it was a very fun experience. And then the last one that I've attended, because there were only 3 things happening in the past few weeks, so the end of summer here in Belgium, and that one was called Frietrock. It is a very small festival that is held for charity. It is based in Arendonk, which is where I am originally from, and I was lucky enough to also get a picture photo pass there to go as a photographer. Now, I actually knew 2 of the bands of who I took pictures, or at least I knew one of the band members, so it was really fun for me to see friends again. That festival had a COVID pass, so when you entered the festival you had to like have your COVID pass scanned, and then you were allowed to get a bracelet and go into the festival site. They also had a booth of the Red Cross at the entrance for people who didn't have a COVID pass yet to get tested, and if the test was negative they were allowed inside as well. So we were allowed to hug, we were allowed to do everything we wanted at that festival, also at Elftopia, and it was really such a relief, and it finally felt like like things are getting back to normal. So going back to festivals and events definitely has been the highlight of my summer, together with going on holiday. And now I just want to share some music favorites with you. Now do keep in mind that most of this music is going to be metal music. Why? Because I attended 2 metal events, and that those bands that I really enjoyed there are the bands that I'm going to share with you now. The first bands that I will be mentioning are from the Female Metal League Festival. The first one of them is called Gwendydd, and they are a very young band, and you might actually recognize the singer because she was on the Voice of her country, and it's just really impressive to see what they do. They are very young still, but they are insanely talented. The second band that I want to mention is April Art. They are a German band, and I really loved their aesthetics. It was like all red. Even the drummer was painted red because he doesn't wear a shirt on stage or something. I personally really enjoyed the red aesthetic, and also the aesthetic of their albums, etc. is kind of this cartoonish style, so I will show you on screen here, of course. And the music that they play is called alternative rock, so it leans onto metal. I just really enjoyed it, and I actually got both of the albums there. Another band that I really want to mention is InHuman. They are a small Belgian band. They used to be called Anwin or Ainwin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And at the festival I was really pleasantly surprised with their sound. If you don't know them yet, if you are from Belgium, they play at a bunch of small festivals here. I'm pretty sure they will be at next year's event as well of the Female Metal League Festival, and I will be there as well, of course, to host it. But InHuman is another one of the bands that I really want to mention. And then the final band that I want to mention is called Nightmare, and this is actually a band that has been around for longer. They still have a few of the original founding members of the band, but the singer has been replaced, the drummer has been replaced, etc. But I feel that they had a really strong, powerful sound, and I really enjoyed their performance. So these are the 4 bands of the Female Metal League Festival that I really wanted to give a shout out in this video, because I really enjoyed their music and their performance, and also because they're just really sweet people. Now, I don't want to throw any shade at the bands that performed there that I didn't mention. It's simply because they are bands that I have seen before multiple times, that I already knew the music of. So these 4 bands were bands that I didn't know yet, and that's why they're in this video. At Elftopia, I just saw a lot of very pretty people, but there wasn't really music, or at least new music for me to discover. And then we go to Friedrich. Friedrich was a whole other experience for me, because it's a metal-based festival with lots of different styles of metal, and also styles of metal that I don't particularly listen to. One of the bands that surprised me in a very funny way, but the music type is not really my cup of tea, let's say it politely, is called Voliere. They are a really fun experience, and if you see them somewhere, I know you're gonna have fun, but musically it's not my favorite. But I will try and include a clip of Voliere here, because they were hilarious. And if you don't know, Voliere actually stands for a bird cage, where pigeons fly into, etc. So that's what the band is called. Not musically my personal taste, but it was super fun to see them. And then 2 bands which I really enjoyed. The first one is called Hope Erodes, and I actually know the guitar player of the band, about who I'm gonna talk a little bit more later in this video. Hope Erodes is the type of metal that I personally listen to. I really enjoyed their performance. They kind of reminded me of In Flames and of similar bands that I listen to, so I really enjoyed them and could highly recommend them to you. And then the final band that I saw live that I discovered this summer is Knives to a Gunfight. And this is kind of more of the scene that I don't belong into, and that if I just listen to their music on Spotify, I don't really enjoy. I'm gonna be full disclosure honest with you. Listening to them on album is not my thing at all, but seeing them live was a total different experience. They are actually so much fun to see, and also the audience just gets you going. The only thing that I'm personally not a fan of is their type of mosh pits. I am all for like pushing and pulling mosh pits, circle pits, walls of that. I do those, not all the time, but I do those occasionally. But this is like a whole type of fighting, throwing arms and legs in the air type of situation, which is not at all what I'm into. but the music was very good. So if you are into this type of music, I could highly recommend checking them out because they were really fun on stage. So those were the bands that I actually saw live this summer, and then I want to make 3 mentions of bands that I didn't see live this summer but that I have been listening to on repeat. The first one is Aesthetic Perfection. This should come as no surprise since Aesthetic Perfection is one of my favorite bands of all time. The 2 songs that are currently in my playlist on repeat are Betrayer and American Psycho, which are, I think, the most recent releases. I personally really enjoy them. If you haven't checked them out, feel free to do so. I can highly recommend them. Another band that is more on the electronical goth music side is called Sexual Purity. Now this is a very particular type of music that you will either enjoy or not, but I personally really do. And then finally, a band that have been around for longer are called Eskimo Callboy. I actually got into them by accident by having a motivational music list on, and then Hypa came into it. And then just a few days ago they released a new music video of We Got the Moves, and it is just hilarious, such as most things by this band. So yeah, I really enjoy it. It's not really my typical type of music that I listen to, but I do really enjoy what they make. So these were all of the music recommendations for now that I have for you. Now before I get into books, I want to mention a YouTube channel that has just started, but that will quickly conquer your hearts if you're into metal. One of my best friends and also the guitar player for Erodes, Sven, has started his own YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is called the Metal Foundry, and I will include the link to his channel in the description of this video and also try to link it in the top corner. He makes videos based around guitars, amplifiers, metal music, etc. So if, like me, you are into metal music and you are into guitar playing, I know that you will thoroughly enjoy his channel. And if you go there through this video, feel free to let him know on his video that I sent you there, so that he knows that I'm sending people his way. He doesn't know I'm making this video, by the way. I am really proud of Sven for starting his channel, and I wish him all the luck on YouTube. I know he will keep on growing his channel and make super fun content. If you're into metal, go and check him out. To end this video, I have 3 more things that I want to share with you, and the last one is the best one. The first one is actually something that I started doing again and that I can highly recommend anyone who has been feeling quite lost, as I have the past year. So I actually started doing the 6-minute journal. This one is in Dutch because I am a native Dutch speaker, but I have been really enjoying filling this in every single day in the morning and in the evening, and I have noticed a big difference in how I feel as well. And I actually combine this with the 5 a.m. club, so I try and wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. The first 15 to 20 minutes are spent on journaling and reflecting, then 20 minutes on actually teaching myself something, so learning a skill, reading a book, following an online course, and then 20 minutes of doing exercise. That's not explained in this book, it is explained in the 5 a.m. club. I personally did not enjoy the book itself because I listened to the audio version partially. I tried to read it as well, but it's just too wishy-washy for me. So I just looked up a summary, which I really enjoyed, and then I started implying it. So 6-minute journal is something that I do every day, and that just has made a big difference in my life. This book has seen better days. It has actually come with me to the Canary Islands, but I started reading fantasy books again, and specifically this series, which has gotten me into reading fantasy in the first place years and years ago. It is the Anita Blake series by Laurel K. Hamilton. So a friend of mine, Lisa, was kind enough to borrow me her books. They're all pocket versions and I really enjoy them. And to give you a little bit of information about these books, it is based around Anita Blake. She's a female character who is a necromancer and a vampire killer. She actually is involved with a werewolf and a vampire at some point. I'm not going to try and spoil too much, but if you're into dark fantasy, then I think you will really enjoy these books. So if I could recommend books to you, fantasy books, it's this series, which I have finally started reading again in English. Okay, this is the final thing that I want to show you, but it is probably one of the most awesome things that I currently own in my house. And it is a coffin-shaped picture frame. Never mind the picture that's currently in here, it's one of my holiday pictures from the Canary Islands. However, I'm trying to convince my partner into doing a dark photo shoot with me so that we have a picture that better fits the style of this picture frame. So it is actually a coffin shaped picture frame. It has a metal hook at the top so you can actually hang it on a wall. You can also stand it just straight like this, or you can also tip it like this, so you can have it either way that you like. And the thing is that the person who makes these actually contacted me and asked me if I wanted one. I was like, of course I do. I was actually looking into buying something similar. So they actually come in this really nice box. No, this is not paid promotion. I could just get the picture frame and not do anything with it, but I really want to share it with you. So this is the box that it came in. It actually has a really nice paper and explanations about why they make it and why it is a unique piece. It comes really well packaged. So I think it is needless to say that this is one of my new favorite elements in my house. I actually want to get more, and I know she's also working on new designs, which I'm super excited about. And of course, I will be linking you to this picture frame in the description box of this video. Feel free to share in a comment down below what were your summer favorites and if you are looking forward to fall as much as I am. I cannot wait to start working on the Halloween content that will be coming to my channel the entire month of October. And if you have any suggestions of things you would absolutely love to see, feel free to let me know as well. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I make weekly videos and I would love to hear for every single one of them. Before I end this video, I of course want to thank my patrons, Anders, Jerry, Jen, JB and Professor Gothic. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. It means the world to me. And of course, thank you to each and every one of you who watches my videos, and I will see you next week with a new one. Bye!